Ever wondered how to make your front door more welcoming? A warm welcome begins at the front door, the first impression to your home. One perfect way to create this inviting atmosphere is with a beautiful flower wreath. It's not just a decoration, but a symbol of hospitality, a beacon of friendliness. Today, we're diving into the enchanting world of DIY flower wreaths, a simple yet creative project that will add charm to any entrance. Stay tuned to create a beautiful flower wreath for your front door. Before we begin, gather all the necessary materials. First and foremost, we'll need a wire wreath frame. This will serve as the sturdy base for our flower wreath. Next up, we'll require some floral wire. It's ideal for securing our flowers and greenery to the frame. Along with this, don't forget to have a pair of wire cutters on hand. They'll make trimming and adjusting components a breeze. Now let's talk about the stars of the show, our flowers. You can pick a variety of your favorites. Roses, daisies, sunflowers, the choice is yours. Just ensure they're fresh and vibrant. Finally, we'll need some greenery. Think ferns, eucalyptus, ivy. These will add a lush touch to our wreath and make the flowers truly pop. So there you have it. A simple list of materials to kickstart this creative venture. Now that we have everything ready, we can start creating our flower wreath. The first step is to prepare our wreath frame. Now you might be wondering, how exactly do we do that? Well, it's quite simple. We start by taking our frame, which can be made from a variety of materials. You could use a metal ring, a wooden hoop, or even a foam circle. The choice is yours, and it all depends on the look you're going for. Once you have your frame, it's time to secure the floral wire. Take your floral wire and wrap it around the frame. Make sure it's tight and secure. This wire will act as the anchor for our flowers and greenery. It's important to ensure the wire is firmly attached to the frame so that our wreath stays together. Remember, there's no rush. Take your time with this step, as the foundation of our wreath depends on it. And there you have it. With our frame ready, we move to the exciting part, adding flowers. Now, let's breathe life into our wreath by adding flowers. Choosing the right flowers is like picking characters for a play. Each one has a role to perform, a story to tell, a beauty to contribute. To choose your flowers, consider your color scheme. You might want to go for a monochromatic look, or perhaps a complementary color scheme that pops. There's no right or wrong here, just what suits your style and the mood you want to create. Once you've selected your flowers, it's time to arrange them. Start with the larger blooms. These are your leading actors, the ones that command attention. Space them out around your wreath, ensuring that they're evenly distributed. This creates a balance and gives your wreath a harmonious look. Next, bring in the smaller flowers. These are your supporting characters. They fill in the gaps and add depth and texture to your wreath. Don't be afraid to cluster them together or let them stand alone. This creates a dynamic, visually engaging arrangement. Now onto the securing part. You can use floral wire or hot glue to attach your flowers. If you're using wire, simply thread it through the base of the flower and then around the wreath frame, twisting it tightly at the back. If you're using hot glue, apply a small dab to the base of the flower and press it gently against the wreath until it's secure. Remember to step back occasionally and look at your wreath from a distance. This will help you see any gaps or areas that need more balancing, and don't worry if it's not perfect. The beauty of a handcrafted wreath is in its unique imperfections. Balancing colors and sizes is like conducting an orchestra. You're aiming for a harmonious composition where every element complements the others. Consider the size and color of each flower in relation to the others. A mix of sizes adds interest, while a balanced color scheme brings everything together in a pleasing way. Isn't it already looking beautiful? But we're not done yet. We'll be adding greenery next, which will give our wreath a lush, full look and make our flowers truly stand out. To make our wreath look more natural and lush, we add some greenery. Greenery is the unsung hero of floral arrangements. It brings depth, contrast, and that touch of nature that makes everything feel a bit more alive. Now, the types of greenery you choose can greatly influence the overall look of your wreath. If you want to keep things soft and romantic, ferns or eucalyptus might be your best bet. Their delicate leaves add a touch of whimsy, and their muted green shades blend beautifully with most flowers. For a more rustic or autumnal vibe, consider using sprigs of pine or cedar. The deep green needles and the woody scent will give your wreath a warm, welcoming feel. If you're after a Mediterranean or tropical aesthetic, olive branches or palm fronds can do the trick. Their distinctive shapes and textures will make your wreath stand out. Now, as for incorporating the greenery into the wreath, it's all about weaving and layering. Start by cutting your greenery into manageable pieces. You want each piece to be long enough to weave through the wreath, but not so long that it sticks out awkwardly. Next, weave a piece of greenery into the wreath, making sure it's secure. You can use floral wire or hot glue to hold it in place if needed. Then layer another piece on top, slightly offset from the first. This will create a lush, full look. Continue this process, working your way around the wreath. Don't be afraid to mix different types of greenery together. This can add interest and texture to your design. Just remember to balance your greens so no one type overpowers the others. As you work, step back from time to time to assess your wreath. Look for any bare spots or areas where the greenery seems too dense and adjust as needed. This is your creation, so feel free to tweak and adjust until you're happy with the result. Our wreath is now full and vibrant. Let's move to the finishing touches. A few final touches will make our wreath truly stand out. Now that we have our flowers and greenery in place, it's time to add that extra bit of magic to our wreath. This is where your creativity can really shine. Ribbons, special ornaments, or even a personal touch like a handwritten note can be used. Let's dive right in. First, let's talk about adding a ribbon. You might choose a ribbon that matches the color scheme of your flowers, or perhaps you'd prefer a contrasting color for a bold statement. Once you've chosen your ribbon, simply tie it into a bow and secure it to the wreath with some floral wire. Remember, it's your wreath, so position it wherever you think it looks best. Next, let's consider special ornaments. These could be anything from small birds, butterflies, or even little hearts. Just like with the ribbon, you'll want to secure these ornaments with some floral wire. Try to distribute them evenly around the wreath for a balanced look. But again, the final decision is up to you. The finishing touches are what make your wreath unique, so don't be afraid to get creative. Maybe you want to add a small photo frame with a family picture or a tiny chalkboard where you can write a welcoming message. Just remember, whatever you choose, make sure it's secured well to your wreath. And there you have it, a beautiful, welcoming flower wreath for your front door. See how simple it was to create this inviting addition to your front door? Just like that, we've brought to life a stunning floral wreath that can be the perfect welcoming touch to any home. Let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've taken to get here. We started off with a bare frame, a blank canvas ready for our creativity. First, we gathered all the necessary materials, the essential tools and elements that would help us transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Remember, the key is to choose flowers and greenery that speak to your personal style. Then, we moved on to preparing the frame. It was all about setting the foundation for our floral masterpiece. With the frame ready, we were set to start the real magic. The next step was adding the flowers. This was where our wreath started to take shape, where we began to see our vision come to life. We strategically placed each flower, ensuring a balanced and appealing design. We didn't stop at flowers though. We added greenery to give our wreath depth and dimension. The greenery served as a backdrop to our flowers, helping them stand out and truly shine. Finally, we added the finishing touches. Those little extras that took our wreath from great to spectacular. A ribbon here, a butterfly there. Each element contributing to the overall look and feel of our wreath. Remember, this is your creation. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's all about expressing your personal style and creating something that brings you joy. So don't be afraid to experiment, to play around with different flowers and greenery, to add your own unique touches. Let this tutorial serve as a guide, a starting point for your own creative journey. You have the power to create something truly beautiful, something that reflects your personality and adds charm to your home. So go ahead, make your front door more inviting with your own beautiful flower wreath. Until next time.